Love is one of the most profound forces in the human experience, and yet it remains one of the least understood. It doesn't adhere to rules, norms, or expectations. It breaks boundaries, transcends categories, and often defies the limits we impose upon it. Imagine this. Someone has fallen deeply in love with you, not despite the age difference, but because of who you are in your entirety. Think about the courage that takes. The beauty of a connection so strong it dares to defy convention. Love of this nature forces us to confront our deepest insecurities and challenge the rules we've blindly accepted. It calls us to consider a simple truth. Perhaps the most meaningful relationships are not bound by time or numbers, but are instead defined by depth, understanding, and mutual respect. So, why does this person love you despite the difference in years? Because they see you, not your age, not your circumstances, but you. And that in itself is extraordinary. Love is not confined by the arbitrary measures we so often impose upon it. It is not a slave to time, nor is it restricted by the societal constructs that define what is appropriate or expected. Genuine connection, real, unfiltered, and transformative, is a force that transcends age. It does not ask permission, nor does it follow the guidelines of tradition. Instead, it emerges raw and unrelenting from the shared humanity between two people. To understand this is to grasp the timeless nature of genuine connection, a truth that has existed long before us and will endure long after we are gone. When someone falls in love with you despite an age difference, it is not a decision made lightly or without consequence. Such a bond is often forged in the fires of authenticity and mutual understanding. It arises from something deeper than surface attraction or fleeting passion. This type of love is built upon shared values, emotional resonance, and a recognition of something profoundly human in one another. It is not about what is seen on the outside, but what is felt and understood within. In such moments, age becomes irrelevant, not because it ceases to exist, but because it pales in comparison to the depth of the connection. Our society has an obsession with conformity. It demands that we adhere to predefined norms, especially in matters as intimate as love. It insists that relationships fit neatly into the boxes it has created, boxes that are often based on shallow measures like appearances, societal status, or, yes, age. But love, true love, defies these limitations. It is not concerned with how others perceive it or how it might be judged. It is concerned only with truth, the truth of what it feels, of what it sees in the other person, of the bond that is being formed. When a person sees you for who you are, beyond the years you have lived, beyond the labels society has placed upon you, it is a rare and beautiful thing. It is an acknowledgement of your essence, your character, your soul. This is not something that can be faked or manufactured. It is the result of genuine connection, the kind that speaks not to the superficial but to the eternal. And when this happens, it is a moment of profound liberation. It frees you from the shackles of expectation and allows you to exist fully and authentically in the presence of another. There is a timelessness to this kind of love, and with it comes a sense of inevitability. It is as though the connection was always meant to be, as though the universe itself conspired to bring these two souls together. In such a relationship, the years that separate you no longer matter. What matters is the depth of your understanding, the alignment of your values, and the shared experiences that shape your bond. It is not about the number of years you have lived, but about the wisdom and authenticity you bring to the relationship. This kind of love also demands courage. It is not easy to stand against societal norms, to face the judgments and criticisms of others. It requires a strength of character and a commitment to truth that many are unwilling to embrace. But those who do find themselves rewarded with a connection that is both rare and profound. They discover that the timeless nature of genuine connection is worth any challenge, any obstacle, any misunderstanding they may face. They learn that love, when it is real and true, is worth everything. This timelessness also brings with it a sense of humility. It reminds us that we are not as in control as we like to believe. Love, especially the kind that transcends age, is not something we can plan for or predict. It happens when it happens, often when we least expect it, and it forces us to confront our own limitations. It asks us to let go of our preconceived notions and to embrace the unexpected. In doing so, it teaches us something profound about ourselves and about the nature of human connection. Love that transcends age is a reminder of what truly matters. It strips away the superficial and brings us face to face with what is real. It challenges us to see beyond the external, to look deeper, to value the qualities that truly define a person. It asks us to step outside of the constraints of time and to embrace the eternal. And in doing so, it offers us a glimpse of something truly extraordinary, a connection that is as timeless as it is transformative. This is the essence of genuine connection, and it is a force that can change not only our relationships, but also the way we see the world and ourselves. Attraction is one of the most misunderstood and complex elements of human relationships. It is easy to reduce it to physical appearances, to the surface-level qualities that our culture so often idolizes. But genuine attraction runs much deeper than that. It is not merely about the symmetry of features or the fleeting allure of youth. It is rooted in something far more profound: shared values, emotional resonance, and the recognition of another's depth of character. To truly understand the depth of attraction, you must look beyond the surface and into the essence of what draws two people together in a way that transcends the ordinary. When someone is drawn to you, especially in a relationship where age differences might come into question, it is often because they see something in you that resonates deeply with their own values, experiences, or aspirations. This kind of attraction is not fleeting. It does not waver with the passage of time or the inevitable changes that life brings. Instead, it grows stronger, anchored in the qualities that define who you are at your core. It is not about how you look or even about what you do. It is about the way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you make others feel. At the heart of genuine attraction is a shared understanding. It is the feeling of being truly seen and known by another person, of being valued not for what you can provide or how you appear, but for the essence of who you are. This is a rare and precious thing in a world that often prioritizes the superficial. It is the kind of connection that cannot be manufactured or forced. It arises naturally when two people align in a way that feels almost predestined. This alignment goes beyond age, beyond circumstance, beyond the constraints of what others might deem acceptable. True attraction also involves a deep appreciation for the complexity of the other person. It is not about idealizing them or placing them on a pedestal. It is about recognizing their humanity, their flaws, and their struggles, and valuing them all the more for it. It is about seeing the beauty in their imperfections and finding joy in their unique perspective on the world. This kind of attraction requires vulnerability. It asks you to open yourself up to another person, to risk being hurt or misunderstood, and to trust that what you share is worth the risk. In relationships where there is a significant age difference, this depth of attraction often becomes even more pronounced. The differences in life experience, perspective, and maturity can create a dynamic that is rich and rewarding. It is not about one person having power over the other or about one person needing to teach the other. It is about both people bringing their full selves to the relationship and finding a balance that works for them. It is about learning from each other, growing together, and discovering new aspects of yourself through the lens of the other person's experiences. This depth of attraction also challenges societal norms and expectations. It asks you to look beyond what others might think or say, to prioritize what feels true and meaningful to you. It requires courage to stand firm in the face of judgment or criticism, to trust in the connection you share, and to honor it regardless of external pressures. This kind of courage is not easy to come by, but it is essential for any relationship that seeks to be authentic and lasting. When someone is attracted to you on this level, it is a testament to the qualities you embody: your strength, your kindness, your wisdom, your ability to connect on a deeply human level. These are the qualities that matter, the ones that endure long after physical beauty has faded or external achievements have lost their luster. They are the qualities that define who you are and what you bring to the world. And they are the reason why someone might be drawn to you in a way that defies explanation. The depth of attraction is about connection. It is about finding someone who sees you, who understands you, and who values you for all that you are. It is about building a relationship that is grounded in mutual respect, shared values, and a commitment to growth. And it is about embracing the beauty of that connection, even when it challenges the norms or expectations of those around you. Because in the end, what matters is not what others think or say, but the truth of what you feel and the strength of the bond you share. That is the essence of genuine attraction, and it is something worth cherishing, nurturing, and protecting with all your heart. Challenging social norms is one of the most demanding yet liberating acts a person can undertake, especially when it comes to love. Society has a tendency to set unspoken rules about what is acceptable, about who you should love, how you should love, and even when it is appropriate to do so. These norms, while often rooted in tradition or practicality, can also become chains that bind us, preventing us from pursuing connections that are authentic and meaningful. To love someone despite an age difference or any other perceived disparity is to push back against these constraints. It is to say, I value what is true over what is merely expected. This act of defiance is not without its challenges. Loving in the face of societal disapproval requires an extraordinary amount of courage. It demands that you confront not only external judgment but also your own fears and insecurities. You must ask yourself difficult questions. Am I strong enough to endure the criticism of others? Can I stand firm in my feelings, even when those feelings are questioned or dismissed? Do I have the courage to prioritize what is real over what is easy? These are not simple questions, and the answers often reveal much about your character. The courage to challenge social norms is rooted in authenticity. It begins with an honest assessment of who you are and what you truly value. If you allow societal expectations to dictate your choices, you risk living a life that is not your own, a life that conforms outwardly but feels hollow within. True fulfillment comes from aligning your actions with your values, from pursuing what is meaningful rather than what is merely convenient. When you choose love, even in the face of societal resistance, you are making a statement about what matters most to you. You are declaring that connection, understanding, and shared humanity outweigh the opinions of others. There is a unique strength that comes from standing firm in your convictions. When you choose to love someone despite societal judgment, you are not only affirming the value of your relationship, but also demonstrating the resilience of your character. You are showing that you are willing to endure discomfort, criticism, and even alienation for the sake of something you believe in. This kind of strength is rare, and it is deeply inspiring. It serves as a reminder that the greatest rewards often come from the greatest risks. Challenging social norms also requires empathy, not just for your partner, but for those who may not understand or accept your relationship. It is easy to respond to judgment with defensiveness or anger, but true strength lies in responding with compassion. Understanding that societal norms are often rooted in fear or ignorance can help you approach criticism with grace. You can choose to educate rather than argue, to explain rather than defend. By doing so, you not only protect your relationship, but also create the possibility of shifting perspectives and broadening the understanding of those around you. There is also a profound sense of freedom that comes from rejecting societal expectations. When you stop seeking approval from others, you open yourself up to a life that is richer and more authentic. You begin to make choices based on what feels right to you, rather than what will earn you praise or acceptance. This freedom is not easy to achieve, but it is deeply rewarding. It allows you to live with integrity, to pursue what is meaningful, and to build relationships that are genuine and fulfilling. In the context of love, this freedom takes on a special significance. It allows you to see your partner for who they truly are, rather than through the lens of societal judgment. It allows you to appreciate their uniqueness, to celebrate the qualities that set them apart, and to build a relationship that is based on mutual respect and understanding. When you challenge social norms in this way, you are not just creating a space for your relationship to thrive, you are also setting an example for others. You are showing that love can exist outside the boundaries of convention, and that it is possible to build a meaningful connection that defies expectations. The courage to challenge social norms is a testament to the power of love. It is a reminder that love is not bound by rules or expectations, but is instead a force that transcends them. It is a call to live authentically, to embrace vulnerability, and to prioritize what is meaningful over what is easy. And it is an invitation to see the world not as it is, but as it could be, filled with connections that are genuine, relationships that are transformative, and love that is both fearless and free. This is the power of challenging social norms, and it is a power that can change not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Emotional maturity is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and it often takes center stage in partnerships where there is a significant age difference. This is because such relationships naturally call for a level of understanding, patience, and depth that goes beyond the surface. Emotional maturity is not simply about age. It is about the ability to navigate the complexities of life and relationships with wisdom and grace. It is the capacity to confront challenges, to communicate honestly, and to remain grounded in the face of uncertainty or adversity. It is a quality that elevates a relationship, transforming it from something fleeting into something profound and enduring. When two people come together with a significant age gap, they are often bringing different life experiences to the table. These experiences can serve as both a challenge and an opportunity. On one hand, they may highlight differences in perspective or priorities. On the other hand, they offer a chance for both partners to learn from one another. The older partner might bring a sense of stability, wisdom, and perspective that comes from years of lived experience. Meanwhile, the younger partner might bring a sense of vitality, curiosity, and openness that encourages growth and adaptation. Together, these qualities can create a dynamic that is deeply enriching for both individuals. This kind of relationship requires a level of emotional maturity that is not always present in more conventional partnerships. It demands that both partners approach the relationship with humility and a willingness to grow. It requires them to set aside ego and to prioritize understanding over judgment. They must be willing to see each other not as fixed entities, but as evolving individuals who are constantly learning and changing. This mindset allows for a relationship that is not only harmonious, but also deeply transformative. One of the key aspects of emotional maturity is the ability to communicate effectively. In any relationship, misunderstandings and conflicts are inevitable. However, in relationships with an age difference, these challenges can sometimes be amplified by differing life stages or priorities. Emotional maturity allows both partners to navigate these moments with compassion and clarity. It enables them to express their thoughts and feelings honestly, without resorting to blame or defensiveness. It also encourages them to listen deeply, to seek to understand rather than simply to be understood. This kind of communication fosters trust and intimacy, creating a foundation upon which the relationship can thrive. Another hallmark of emotional maturity is the ability to manage expectations. In any relationship, there will be moments when reality does not align with what we had hoped for or imagined. Emotional maturity allows us to accept these moments with grace, to adapt to the unexpected, and to find meaning even in disappointment. It teaches us that no relationship is perfect, but that the imperfections are often what make it real and meaningful. In relationships with an age difference, this might mean accepting that your partner has different needs or priorities than you do. It might mean making compromises or adjusting your expectations in order to build a relationship that works for both of you. Emotional maturity also involves a deep sense of self-awareness. It is the ability to recognize your own strengths and weaknesses, to understand your own emotions, and to take responsibility for your own actions. This self-awareness is essential in any relationship, but it becomes particularly important in relationships where external judgment or criticism might come into play. When you are self-aware, you are less likely to be swayed by the opinions of others. You are able to stand firm in your own truth, to trust in the strength of your relationship, and to focus on what truly matters. Perhaps most importantly, emotional maturity allows us to embrace vulnerability. Love is inherently vulnerable. It requires us to open ourselves up to another person, to risk being hurt, and to trust that the connection we share is worth the risk. In relationships with an age difference, this vulnerability might be magnified by the challenges of navigating societal expectations or addressing insecurities about the future. However, it is also what makes these relationships so powerful. When both partners are willing to be vulnerable, they create a space of mutual trust and authenticity. They show each other that they are committed not just to the relationship, but to each other's growth and well-being. Emotional maturity is what allows a relationship to transcend the ordinary. It enables both partners to see beyond the superficial, to navigate challenges with grace, and to build a connection that is deeply meaningful. It reminds us that love is not about finding someone who is perfect, but about finding someone who is willing to grow with you, to support you, and to share in the journey of life. Emotional maturity is not something that comes easily or quickly, but it is worth striving for. It is what makes love not just possible, but extraordinary. And it is what allows us to create relationships that are not only fulfilling, but also transformative. Respect is the foundation upon which all meaningful relationships are built. It is not merely a matter of politeness or courtesy. It is a profound recognition of the intrinsic value of another person. Respect acknowledges that each individual is unique, with their own experiences, perspectives, and aspirations. It creates a space where both people in a relationship can be seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are. Without respect, love is hollow, communication is stifled, and trust erodes. But with it, relationships become sanctuaries, places where growth, understanding, and connection flourish. In relationships where an age difference exists, respect takes on an even greater significance. These relationships often challenge conventional norms and expectations, which means they must be rooted in mutual understanding and a deep appreciation for each other's individuality. Respect in this context is not about deferring to one another based on age or experience. It is about meeting each other as equals, even in the face of difference. It is about valuing the unique strengths and perspectives that each partner brings to the relationship, regardless of where they are in life. True respect requires effort and intentionality. It means taking the time to understand your partner's experiences and viewpoints, even when they differ from your own. It involves listening, not just hearing, but truly listening with an open mind and an open heart. It requires setting aside your assumptions and judgments in order to see your partner for who they truly are, rather than who you expect them to be. This kind of respect fosters a sense of safety and trust, allowing both partners to be vulnerable and authentic with one another. Respect also demands that we acknowledge and honor our partner's autonomy. It can be tempting to think of a relationship as a merging of two lives into one, but the truth is that each person in a partnership remains an individual, with their own goals, dreams, and desires. Respect means giving your partner the space to pursue these things, even when their path diverges from your own. It means supporting their growth and celebrating their successes, not as a reflection of your relationship, but as a testament to their unique potential. This kind of respect strengthens the bond between partners, as it shows that their individuality is valued rather than stifled. In relationships where an age difference exists, respect must also extend to the challenges that come with differing life stages. Each partner may have different priorities, concerns, or experiences, and these differences can sometimes create tension or misunderstanding. Respect means being willing to navigate these differences with patience and grace. It involves recognizing that your partner's perspective is shaped by their unique journey and that their concerns are valid, even if they are different from your own. It is about finding common ground and building a relationship that honors both individuals' needs and aspirations. Respect is also deeply tied to communication. A respectful relationship is one where both partners feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, feelings, and boundaries without fear of judgment or dismissal. It means having the courage to speak honestly and the humility to listen without defensiveness. It requires an ongoing commitment to understanding one another, even when conversations are difficult or uncomfortable. This kind of communication is not always easy, but it is essential for building a relationship that is both healthy and enduring. Respect also involves recognizing the influence of societal perceptions and pressures, particularly in relationships that challenge conventional norms. Age gap relationships, for example, often face external scrutiny or criticism, which can create additional stress for both partners. Respect means standing together in the face of this judgment, supporting one another and prioritizing the truth of your connection over the opinions of others. It means affirming your commitment to each other, not out of defiance, but out of a shared understanding of the value and authenticity of your relationship. Respect is about seeing the humanity in your partner. It is about recognizing their strengths and weaknesses, their triumphs and struggles, and valuing them for the complex, multifaceted person they are. It is about building a relationship that is not defined by power dynamics or external expectations, but by mutual admiration and support. Respect is not something that can be demanded or taken for granted. It must be earned and nurtured every day. It is a choice, a practice, and a gift that you give to one another. When respect is at the heart of a relationship, it creates a foundation that can withstand the inevitable challenges of life. It allows both partners to feel valued and understood, to grow individually and together, and to navigate the complexities of their connection with grace and resilience. Respect transforms love from a fleeting emotion into a lasting bond. It is what allows two people to build a life together that is not only meaningful, but also deeply fulfilling. And it is what makes a relationship not just a partnership, but a true meeting of hearts and minds. Vulnerability is the thread that weaves the fabric of human connection. It is not a sign of weakness, but a profound act of courage, the willingness to expose your innermost self to another person, knowing full well that doing so opens the door to both acceptance and rejection. In relationships, vulnerability is the bridge that transforms surface-level interactions into deep, meaningful bonds. It is through vulnerability that we reveal our fears, our hopes, and our truths, inviting our partner to see us as we truly are. And it is through this shared openness that trust, intimacy, and love are born. In relationships with an age difference, vulnerability takes on a unique significance. Such relationships often challenge societal norms, placing the couple under additional scrutiny or judgment. This external pressure can make it tempting to build walls, to present a facade of strength or perfection in an effort to shield the relationship from criticism. But these walls, while they may offer temporary protection, ultimately keep the very connection you seek at arm's length. True connection requires the courage to let those walls down, to embrace vulnerability despite the risks. To be vulnerable is to admit that you do not have all the answers, that you are not immune to doubt or fear. It is to acknowledge your insecurities and invite your partner to do the same. This openness is not easy. It requires a level of self-awareness and humility that can feel uncomfortable or even frightening. But it is precisely this discomfort that makes vulnerability so powerful. When you allow yourself to be seen in your most unguarded state, you are offering your partner a gift, a glimpse into the depths of your soul. And when that vulnerability is met with acceptance and understanding, it creates a bond that is unshakable. Vulnerability is not about sharing every thought or emotion indiscriminately. It is about discerning when and how to share, about creating a space where honesty can flourish without fear of judgment. This requires trust, which is built over time through consistent acts of care, respect, and empathy. Trust allows you to take the leap of faith that vulnerability demands, knowing that your partner will hold your truths with tenderness and integrity. In this way, vulnerability and trust become a virtuous cycle, each reinforcing the other and deepening the connection between you. One of the most profound aspects of vulnerability is its capacity to heal. Many of us carry wounds from past experiences, disappointments, betrayals, or losses that have left us guarded or hesitant to fully engage in love. In a relationship, vulnerability offers a path to healing these wounds. By sharing your pain and allowing your partner to share theirs, you create an environment of mutual support and understanding. You demonstrate that it is safe to feel, to grieve, and to hope again. This shared vulnerability fosters not only personal growth, but also a sense of shared resilience as you face life's challenges together. In relationships with an age difference, vulnerability also plays a key role in navigating the unique dynamics that such partnerships often entail. Differences in life stage, priorities, or experiences can sometimes create tension or misunderstanding. Vulnerability allows you to address these differences with honesty and compassion, to articulate your needs and fears without defensiveness. It encourages open dialogue, where both partners feel heard and valued. This kind of communication not only resolves conflicts, but also strengthens the bond between you, as it reaffirms your commitment to understanding and supporting one another. Vulnerability is also a source of profound strength. It may seem paradoxical, but the act of exposing your weaknesses is one of the most empowering things you can do. When you embrace vulnerability, you are rejecting the need for pretense or perfection. You are saying, "This is who I am, with all my flaws and uncertainties, and I am enough."